Alright, so in this episode we're going to be painting the car, and we're going to be painting it in pieces, so that way I could do it all like individual, one at a time in the garage. First thing we're going to be painting are the rear over fenders, which is pretty easy. You just remove the stickers and then we're prepping it. We're going to be prepping it with a red scuffing pad, and then after that wiping it down with either an acetone, a paint thinner, wax and grease remover, something like that, and then running a tack cloth over it to make sure there's no debris on it, and then laying down paint. So first thing we're going to be doing is prepping it. Brushed off the loose dust on there, as well as on the back side of the panel. I've done the same thing, and now what I'm gonna do is wipe it down with acetone, make sure everything is nice and clean. Down. So now before painting it, I'm going to take a tack cloth, and what this tack cloth does is it removes a whole bunch of the little dust particles that are on here. So you just go like that, and then all these little dust specks and all that sort of stuff sticks to this cloth rather than on the panel itself. That way your paint comes out cleaner. At this time we're ready to spray the paint, so I'll be showing a quick demonstration on how you would mix paint up and get it ready to spray. So anyways, it's pretty simple. I have my Fireman's Purple over here, which is a single stage urethane. I've been spraying this for quite a while. Make sure it's all nice, no clumpies at the end, everything's mixed. Okay, now I need to mix this 4:1 with the hardener over here. So I'm just going to look at my paint cup, read the 4:1 ratio area, probably do about half this. Okay, now I'm going to mix in my hardener. Now we're going to take our paint strainer, put that in the cup here, and then pour in the paint. Very important to use the strainer because this will filter out any kind of big debris that may have fallen into there. Put the cap on. Now we actually got to go inside the booth and start spraying. That's how you prepare your paint to be sprayed. For this specific paint job, I'm going to be using a 2-stage paint in jet black. And what a 2-stage paint is that means that there's a base coat, which actually has the color in it, and then there's a clear coat, which is basically the clear coat that goes on top. It's pretty self-explanatory. And so for me, I'm going to be doing 3 coats of the base coat and then 3 coats of clear coat on top of that. Later on, I'll also be spraying some of the panels with purple, and the purple that I'm using is a single-stage paint. So that means that the clear coat and base coat, it's all in one. So when I paint that, I'm just going to have to do 3 coats, and that's it. Now that I've covered the paint and prepping it, let's actually move on to spraying the paint on the over fenders. Okay, we're going to be painting now. That's the over fenders covered, so now we're going to be moving on to the front fenders. So I have both of the fenders prepped here in the paint booth, and I'm just going to show you guys painting the one. You get the idea now, so I don't really need to show too much, but basically I did the side skirts next, and then after that the rear bumper, and then after that the front bumper. Actually came out pretty nice. So this is how the paint came out. This is after about 3.5 coats of the base coat, and then 3 coats of clear. Not bad, a few little specks. I'm pretty sure those are just imperfections in the fiberglass because bumper's been dried a million times on the floor. There's one run over here, but yeah, otherwise it's pretty good. I sprayed that bottom edge first, so I put it up. I sprayed base coat on it, then I flipped the rest of the bumper down, sprayed base coat on everything else. After that, flipped the bumper back up, sprayed clear coat on this little end piece. Then put it back up, and then put it back down and sprayed clear coat on the rest of them. And that's pretty much how this went. Scuff down, wipe down with acetone, and then wipe down with a tap cloth. There's still one crack there, another crack back there, crack over here. This part's split at the bottom there. There should be, I think, one more. Yeah, right here. There's a little another crack. But yeah, I'm not gonna really fix any of that. Just gonna kind of paint it because I also have scratches all along here from when this bumper is falling off. A whole bunch of just random chips. There's all these in the corner. So whatever. But yeah, the technique is. So first I'll spray the backside over here. I'll do 3 layers of black paint on all of these areas, right? And then after that, I'll flip the bumper down. Then I'll spray 3 layers of black on top, flip it up, spray clear coat there, flip it down, spray clear coat on the rest. So a little bit of a long process, but yeah. So here's the bumper all painted up now. I mean, obviously there's just a whole bunch of scratches in it and stuff, but for the most part, yeah, the paint came out pretty good. I think there was one run, maybe I think like right here, and I remember doing that, and right there. I remember doing those two. That's because I was doing this all in one stroke, and when I came up like this, you know, the gun was here, and then I kind of like apexed this corner basically, and then came too close, and I did that 2 times to hit. It's alright. Yeah. That was all the easy stuff on the car, so now we're going to move on to the harder stuff, which not only does it have the 2-stage paint on the outside of it, but it's also going to have the single-stage purple paint on the inside of it to match the interior and engine bay. So there's a little bit more work involved with these parts because there's more masking as well as painting involved. First, we'll start off by doing the hood. I'm going to be unbolting the aero catch latches as well. I'm just going to keep standing away at it all. Get rid of a lot of these rough edges. Now that it's all been scuffed with the red Scotch-Brite pad, I gotta make sure I blow off all of the fiberglass dust and wipe it down with acetone and get it all clean. So you can see the entire top side of the hood is taped off now. So what I'm going to do is flip it over to the back side, Just prep it one more time with acetone, making sure it's all dusted off. Then I'll take it into the booth and then we can start painting. Alright, now we're going to aim for about 3 coats of the Fireman's Purple. Now we wait for it to tack up and then we'll spray another coat. Third coat now. I'm going to try and hit up all the insides first, then I'll go do a full pass. Might be the last layer. I still have some paint in the gun. I might go around the edges one more time. We'll see what happens after it kind of sets and tacks up again. All right, we're gonna try one more time, one last coat, just to kind of do the edges. Now what I'm gonna do is remove the tape off the edges. Don't really want to do this when it's completely dried, so I mean for the most part it is right now. I can touch it, but at least it's not 100%. That way it doesn't peel off with the tape, which I have seen sometimes. Okay, I'll leave this in here drying and I'm gonna go outside. Alright, so I've let the paint dry for 24 hours now, and I'm gonna start taping up the edges so I can paint the front side with black. Now when I'm taping it up right now, I'm not going to directly apply the tape to the surface, but what I'm going to do instead is take the piece of tape, however long it is, and then I'm going to stick it to my clothes first, and then that way it picks up all the lint and dust and all that sort of stuff off of my clothes, and the tape itself isn't as sticky anymore, and then I can go and apply that tape to my newly painted surface. And the reason I do that is because sometimes if you take a fresh roll of tape and then you go and apply that to your just painted surface, when you go to take that tape off later on, it actually will end up peeling up the paint that you just laid down because it is so sticky. So it's all pretty much taped up. All I gotta do is flip it over onto the other side now. So what I'll do is I'll just wipe it down with acetone, tack cloth it, and yeah, paint it. Sorry about the fine little particles. This thing's been drying for a little bit, but I'll just start moving some of the tape. So we'll just finish letting it dry and then we'll come back, obviously later, to take it out. I'm gonna install my arrow catch now. With the hood down, we're moving on to the doors. Wipe everything down with acetone. get off the rest of the residue. So here's the two masked off now. That way no overspray gets in them. I'll flip them back over and good to go for paint. Unmasking the door now. These are the piece of papers I put in there just to keep overspray from going inside. And the good thing with the paper is it also kept all the dirt and debris from inside the pockets over here from blowing out onto the paint job. So it was two good things in one, right? It masked it off from overspray and it kept dirt from popping up. So you can tell the inside is all nice and protected. Now we're going to start assembling it. That's pretty much it. Window works. With the doors done, I moved on to the last thing to paint, which is basically the hardest thing to paint, and that is the rear carbon fiber hatch. So here I have my rear hatch, or trunk, for the S13. I'm going to take this off. Take off a little VIS racing tag right here. This is a carbon hatch, if you didn't know. If you look in there, you see all the carbon, so just pretty much stripping it, seeing what I can do. Scuffing it up first before I put the stripper on there. So what I've been doing is sanding down the rear hatch with a dual action sander. So I've taken down all the paint over here, and you can tell this right here, it's all nice carbon fiber. And then there seems to be some type of gel coat, this black part over here. So what I'm going to do is just continue sanding away at all these layers and get it down to the raw carbon fiber. Once I get there, I'm going to switch from my 120 grit, which I'm doing all this with, then hit it with a 220 grit. The 220 grit, I'm going to get rid of this gel coat and then take it down to the actual carbon fiber, which should leave it fairly nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reapply some filler over here, cover this up, make it smooth, and it should form like a little circle over here of filler. Is that a professional spreading job or what, guys? I'm pretty happy with it now. I'll just cut out a sticker on there, paint it black, and do the rest. Yeah, we're good. So here is the hatch now. Pretty much all sanded down. I sprayed a little black spray paint inside here. Got all the kind of corners that I know I'm not going to be able to hit with my paint gun. And that most likely is still going to stay red if I just sprayed it normally. So I sprayed that all black. So just in case I don't get it with the purple, it'll just look black in the background and you won't notice. So what I'll do is now I gotta mask it off to do just the purple on the back side. So I gotta tape off this window and then tape off the edge for all the wing and everything like that, and go from there. So you can see the whole top side mask now. Took a ton of tape, but yeah, and the bottom is all open, ready for purple. See all the nice edges, and then the window is also masked, so it's all ready to get sprayed purple. So here it is now. I'm going to start peeling off the tape. So here is the rear hatch masked off now. What I've done is I've cut a circle out over here, or at least I put tape down, cut a circle out, then placed it on here. So I cut it out on a separate sheet, not on top of the trunk. So that way this one part has body filler. I'll paint it black, right? 3 coats just along with everything else, and then I'll take that off and spray clear coat. There's the wing, everything masked underneath. First, we gotta get these edges too, and yeah, we are ready to spray. I'm gonna take off some of the masking now, so I can spray the clear on the carbon. Ready for paint now, just need to wipe it down. Nice looking carbon on it. Circle right there. Underneath, same thing. There is a run over here. I was expecting that just because it's so thick when you're spraying it. It's really not that noticeable, but I'll still probably cut and buff it. But anyways, it's really kind of hard to see. But anyways, there's a little run there. That's because I have to spray here. And then after that, I have to switch up and then paint on top, and so obviously in this little corner it gets like double the amount it should. But yeah, that thing came out nice. So here is the trunk. You can see it from the back side. Hinge is black. I like it black so it's contrasting, so it's not all just purple and purple. You know, you could tell that those were taken off, painted individually, and put on. Not that you can really see that, but you know, attention to detail, I guess. Where's the carbon? Yep. So you guys can see the carbon, black circle filled in. Oh, we got it all painted. Is that buddy? The only area I didn't end up painting was the roof area over here, along with that A-pillar, the door jambs, and then what's under the over fender right here, which is, you know, the original quarter panel. It would basically be the same process to do all that. I just didn't do it though because this roof is super warped and has a ton of imperfections in it. So I really just want to cut this roof out and replace it like a fiberglass or carbon fiber version. So I'm just waiting on doing that, and then I'll go and spray all this. That completes the paint job. And I know some people are gonna be asking me why I didn't fix the fiberglass beforehand, or, you know, maybe why I didn't prep like super ultra and lay body filler on everything and make sure everything was smooth, or why didn't I color sand afterwards to make sure all the orange peel was gone. And the reason for that is this is his drift car, and so within less than 24 hours of me painting the entire car and having all fresh paint on there, I went and did a track day. And as you'll see here, here's a walk around of the car after the track day, and the bumper already ripped off within like the first, I think, 20 minutes on the track, and it already got completely scratched up. So there went all that hard work already on the rear bumper. And then just a little bit after that, I went to Hoonigan's for the Circle Jerks challenge. Then I ended up doing even more body damage to the car. So yeah, that was my reasoning now behind doing prep. Basically try and make it as nice as I can. You know, just spraying it, but not really going too far, taking too much time to do anything. That wraps up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you can actually take away something from this and use it on your own car. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, I think we're about good now. I don't want to push it and something up.